Welcome back into my nice beautiful Spanish class today. So what I want to do is understand that I go and write my nice beautiful words that I want to learn today before I actually do this video. So I have some nice beautiful words over here that I want to learn, but then I go and open up my nice beautiful social media in terms of my Google Translator, and then I go and search up those words that I just did place in my nice beautiful note system. So I'm always learning, I'm always making sure that either way that I want to go and understand the word fish. I mean, how do I say fish? I see pez is how you say fish in Spanish and English. I say now I see pesar. I see pesar is how you say fish in Spanish and English. So here we go. I realize now catch is another word. I realize now pesar is how you say catch in Spanish. I see pesar is another way to say hook in English. So you must understand that pesar. I realize everybody can understand pesar. But you can also say pescar. I mean, you can say that as well if you want, because those are nice, beautiful translations of Spanish. So you can also say pesar or pescar. Alright, now you must understand that this is all Spanish I'm talking about, but what we're going to learn is pescar in terms of pesar is travel in English. So I pesar is I fish in English. I say I pesar is I catch in English. I say I pesar is I hook in English. I say I pesar is I drabble in English. I see over here I have feinar. I see feinar is fish in English. I see over here is I feinar is I fish in English. I have over here I say el pescado. I say el pescado is another way to say fish in English. So el pescado is seafood in English. I say I el pescado is I fish in English. I say I el pescado is I seafood in English. So if you want to say el pesado, I mean, you can say that as well, and that's another way to say pescado or pesado in terms of el pesado or el pescado in Spanish with English translations of fish and seafood, which is the English translation of el pesado and el pescado. I mean, now I realize over here we have el pez, which is fish in English. So el pez is pitch in English. I say el pez is tar in terms of tar in English. So el pez is catfish in English. Alright, now el pez is another way to say I fish in English, but you must understand to talk to yourself much positively and talk to everything much positively outside of yourself in terms of your word I, and make sure you understand to talk with your word I about everything, and then you understand to talk positively, because that's how we talk. Alright, now el pez is I pitch in English. I say el pez is I tar in English. I see el pez is I catfish in English. Alright, now el pio. Alright, el pio is cheap in English. So C-H-E-E-P. Alright, now el pio is chirp in English. I say el pio is chirrup in English. I say chirrup. I see el pio is chirrup in English, and el pio is fish in English. Alright, now el pio is I cheap in English. Alright, el pio is I chirp in English. I say el pio is I chirp up in English. I say el pio is I fish in English. Whereas now in the Spanish translations over here, I realize it's really pez is pescar, is feinar, is Whereas now pez is pescar, is feinar, is el pescado, is el pez, is el pio. In a sense, so when I say when I say in my nice beautiful translation of Spanish, I then say I pez es. Whereas now I'll just say this. I'll say this over here, which is pez es pescar es feinar es el pescado es el pez es el pio. I mean, since that's this is this and this is this. So for example, now I say I pez es I pescar es I feinar es I el pescado es I el pez es I el pio. Alright, so those are nice beautiful translations of Spanish words over here. So I have over here fish is catch, and catch is hook, and hook is drabble, and drabble is catch, and drabble is fish. I see over here it says seafood is drabble, and drabble is hook, and hook is seafood, and seafood is catch, and seafood is pitch. I see pitch is tar. I see tar is catch fish. I see tar is catfish. I see catfish is pitch. I see catfish is cheap. I see cheap is chirp. I see chirp is chirrup. I see chirrup is fish. I see catfish is fish. I mean, in a sense, so that's how you understand those English words. I see over here, I have a nice beautiful word, which is frog. I mean, how do I say frog? I see rana is how you say frog in English and Spanish. So la rana is frog in Spanish. So y rana is I frog in English. I say y la rana is I frog in English. I see el franchute is frog in English. I say el franchute is I froggy in English. Whereas now el franchute is froggy in English. I say el franchute. I see now it's really el franchute is froggy in English. I see y el franchute is I froggy in English. I see y el franchute is I frog in English. So y el franchute, or as 5 vowels. I see over here it says el gabacho. I see el gabacho is Frenchy in English. I see el gabacho is frog in English. I see el gabacho is froggy in English. I see el gabacho is 4 vowels, and with the I is 5 vowels. I say I el gabacho is I Frenchy in English. I see I el gabacho is I froggy in English. I see I el gabacho is I frog in English. Alright, now the beautiful Spanish words around here is rana, is la rana, is el franchute, is el gabacho. Alright, and so then we say in Spanish, which is rana, es la rana, es el franchute, es el gabacho. Understand? And then I say I rana, es I la rana, es I el franchute, es I el gabacho. Understand? So then we connect the nice beautiful words of the English ones here together, which is frog is froggy. I see froggy is Frenchy. I see that's the only words over here. Understand? I realize now frog, or as Frenchy is frog. I see that's it. What are some other words over here? I mean city. I mean, how do I say city in Spanish? I see ciudad. I see ciudad. I see ciudad. I see it. Or else now it's C-I-U-D-A-D. So cia. I mean, in a sense, so if you have an I there before the U, and then go cia. I understand? Because otherwise you can never go su. I mean, how can you go into the U with the I? So what you do is ciudad. I mean, sense, so ciudad is a city in Spanish and English. Understand? So we're learning Spanish over here. I say y ciudad is I city in English. I say ciudad is city in English. I say y la ciudad is I city in English. I say y la ciudad is I town in English. I say la ciudad is town in English. I say la ciudad is city in English. I say los urbe. I say los urbe is city in English. I say y los urbe is I city in English. I say la municipalidad. I see municipalidad. I see la municipalidad. Or now I have to understand this word over here, which is municipalidad. I see municipalidad. Or la municipalidad. I see la muna. I see la muni. I see la municipalidad. I mean, sense la muni. Or now I say la municipalidad. Or now, yes. Or now la municipalidad. I mean, that's how you say it. Or else la municipalidad. I mean, all together, and we have municipality. I see municipality is the first word I've ever said in my life that is, let's say, in this kind of range. So la municipalidad is a city in English. So la municipalidad is a municipality in English. Or else now, I see la municipalidad is municipality in English. I mean, or else there's an English word that says municipality, which is city or town. In a sense, so that's how you understand that word. So I say y municipalidad is I municipality in English. I say y la municipalidad is I city in English. I say urbano. I say urbano is urban in English. I say urbano is city in English. I say urbano is town in English. I say urbano is urbane in English. I say I urbano is I urban in English. I say I urbano is I city in English. I say I urbano is I town in English. I say I urbano is I urbane in English. I say municipal is municipal in English. I say municipal is city in English. I say municipal is town in English. I say municipal is civic in English. I say I municipal is I municipal in English. I say I municipal is I city in English. I say I municipal is I town in English. I say I municipal is I civic in English. I say civic is like a town or city or a popular area or state where it's an interest or factors where you can go and do something, is what civic is. So when you understand to go and put a word into a sentence for yourself, and then you understand that word much better. Right now, I connect a nice beautiful Spanish words over here, which are ciudad is la ciudad, is los urbe, is la municipalidad, is urbano, is municipal. I mean, in a sense, so those are nice beautiful Spanish words here. But then I say ciudad es la ciudad, es los urbe, los municip, or as now I can say los municipalidad, or as now I can say los municipalidad. Understand? I can say that. I can say los municipalidad. I can say that too. I can say la municipalidad, or I can say la municipalidad or el municipalidad. I can say all those words together because el and la and los is also a French word or term that comes before the word, so you can explain yourself much better. Alright, now ciudad es la ciudad, así ciudad es la ciudad, es los urbe, es la municipalidad, es urbano, es municipal. Understand? I mean, that's more French in terms of Spanish. So, y ciudad, la, y, or as now, y ciudad es y la ciudad es y los urbe es y la municipalidad es y urbano es y municipal. Understand? So that's Spanish. And then we go and connect the nice beautiful English words together here, which is city is town. I mean, town is municipality, and municipality is city. I see city is urban. I see urban is town. I see city is town. I see town is urbane. I see city is urbane. I see urbane is municipal. I see town is municipal. I say town is municipal. I say city is municipal, and town is civic, and so is city. So city is civic. In a sense, the civic is municipal, and municipal is civic. And those are a nice beautiful connection of words there. So what I do is I look at my nice beautiful journal where I wrote my nice beautiful words that I want to learn. So I write in a different category over here, and then I make sure that I go back to the nice beautiful screen. So as you can see, I go and check out my words that I wrote over here, and then I go into my nice beautiful way of Google Translation to go and write it down. So I check over here, I have the word town. And how do I say town in the nice beautiful Spanish language? I see now town is a different word because ciudad is city in Spanish, but pueblo is town in Spanish and English. So now I have, for example, over here, which is la ciudad is another way to say town in Spanish and English. So you can say ciudad or you can say pueblo in English and Spanish to mean city and the nice beautiful town of Spanish and English. Understand? So either way, I realize now town is pueblo in English. Whereas now la ciudad is town in English. I see la ciudad is our city. In terms of la ciudad is city in English. Whereas now el pueblo is people in English. I say el pueblo is village in town. I see el pueblo is town in English. I mean, you can also separate the words and you can say pueblo as a town and ciudad as a city. Or you can say ciudad is a town and ciudad is a city as well. I mean, saying because town is city. I mean, every single day, El Pueblo has a different word than ciudad because we're going to orchestrate a different way to speak, but we understand every single day that's the whole point of communication. So El Pueblo is a village in English. I see El Pueblo is a town in English. I see El Pueblo is the people in English. I see El Pueblo is populace. I see populace. I see populace. I see populace. I see El Pueblo is populace in English. I see El Pueblo is folk in English. So Y El Pueblo is I people in English. I say Y El Pueblo is I village in English. I say Y El Pueblo is I town in English. I say Y El Pueblo is the people in terms of I the people in English. So Y El Pueblo is I the people in English. I say Y El Pueblo is I populace in English. I say Y El Pueblo is I folk in English. I see now people is, or as now we just move on from that one, or as now here I understand that I just understand my word I never do my word I. Alright, now I see el municipio. Alright, municipio. I see municipio. Alright, now el municipio. Alright, that's another way to say municipality in English. So el municipio is town in English. So that's another way to say town and city, which is a municipio. Understand? So el municipio is township in English. I say el municipio is borough in English, like a borough or some space that we can go. Alright, now el municipio is parish in English. I say el municipio is city in English. I see el municipio is city council in English. I see el municipio is a council in English. Alright, now I municipal. Alright, now I municipio is I municipality in English. I say I el municipio is I town in English. I mean, guys, you must understand that when I'm learning this, I'm showing you a nice, beautiful attitude on how to learn. Understand? Because a poor attitude never wants to learn. I want to learn, so I'm growing. Understand? So anybody who's growing on video like this is a great attitude. Alright, now I municipio is I township in English. I say I municipio is I borough in English. I say I municipio is I parish in English. I say I municipio is I city council in English. I say I municipio is I council in English. I realize now anybody who's learning much more in life is somebody that's growing, and anybody that's growing, or anybody that's growing intentionally like this is showing you a greater attitude about it. I see la poblacion. I see la poblacion is a town in English. I see la poblacion is population in English. I see la poblacion is dwellers in English. I see la poblacion is demos in English. So if you see the nice beautiful O in terms of C-I-O-N and there's an O like this, I realize it's Sion. I mean, so poblacion. I mean, so that's the, especially when you have the T as the nice beautiful language. But everything else where there's no O after the C is a K. So you must understand that is the way to go. So for example, let's say municipio, or now this one over here, I understand that if I say municipio, I mean that's something different, isn't it? Or although you can still pronounce it that way. I realize if I say poblacion, I mean it has to be poblacion, because if I say if I say poblacion, I mean you have to understand either way that it's a different way to say it. But poblacion, I mean now that's a different way. You understand? Although you must understand that poblacion is a much better way to understand function or fun. I mean if you understand function, I mean how do you say function? I mean sound function. I mean you understand? I mean function is how how Spanish people pronounce it. So it's much better to have the ts than the k over here. I mean function. I mean function and function. I mean so I notice either way. I know my word I know my word I here. So I is everything in terms of life, in terms of I. Alright, now la poblacion is demos in English. So I la poblacion is I population in English. I say I la poblacion is I town in English. I say I poblacion is I dwellers in English. I say I la poblacion is I demos in English. I see los habitantes is population in English. Alright, now I see los habitantes is people in English. I say los habitantes is town in English. I say I los habitantes is our population in English. I say I los habitantes is our people in English. I say I los habitantes is our town in English. I say los ciudadanos. I say los ciudadanos is our town in English. I say los ciudadanos is town in English. I say los ciudadanos is townsfolk in English. I say I los habitantes. I say I los habitantes is our population in English. I say I los habitantes. I say I los habitantes is our people in English. I say I los habitantes is our town in English. I say over here I have to better my attitude. So as I'm doing this, I'm bettering my attitude in the process because of the speaking capacity, in terms of the capacity of this nice beautiful potential that I have. So I'm always talking myself into a greatness. So I understand that. I understand, although it's very important for you to communicate if you want your life, in terms of if you want a great life. I understand if you want a greatness life every single day, you must talk more. I see now, I los ciudadanos. I say I los ciudadanos is I town in English. I say I los, or else you could say I los ciudadanos. Understand? So that is townsfolk in English. I see la gente is people in English. Or else la gente is folk in English. I see la gente is town in English. I see la gente is dweller in English. I say y la gente is I people in English. I say y la gente is I folk in English. I say y la gente is I town in English. I say y la gente is I dweller in English. I say los residentes. Los residentes is residential in English. So los residentes is town in English. I say los residentes is city in English. I say y los residentes is I city in English. I say y los residentes is I town in English. I say y los residentes is population in English. I say y los residentes is I population in English. I say y los residentes is I residential in English. I say los residentes is city in English. I say las personas is people in English. I say las personas is in terms of y las personas is I people in English. I say las personas is a persona in English. I say las personas is enthusiasm in English. I say las personas is charisma in English. I say now y las personas is I community in English. I say y las personas is whatever you want it to be in English. Understand? So y las personas is people in English. I realize now every single Spanish word mixes with every single English word. You understand? So that's how you understand to learn and expand your context in English and Spanish and any language. So las personas in terms of y las personas is I counsel in English. I say y las personas is making sure that either way we're going to stick to the guidelines over here and then we're going to just learn more. Whereas now de ciudad, whereas now understand that, for example, las personas is, or as y las personas is an I enthusiasm in English. I say y las personas is I charisma in English. I say y las personas is I persona in English. I say de ciudad, or as now de ciudad is I, or as now de ciudad is town in English. I say de ciudad is urbane in English. I say y de ciudad is I town in English. I say y de ciudad is I urbane in English. I say urbano is urban in English. I say urbano is city in English. I say urbano is town in English. I say urbano is urbane in English. I say y urbano is I urban in English. I say y urbano is I city in English. I say y urbano is I town in English. I say y urbano is I urbane in English. Alright, now it's much more important, you must understand that you keep your nice beautiful resume of 6 p.m. rule and everything like that in terms of a 6 p.m. rule where you have a nice beautiful way of saying that from 10 o'clock to 6 p.m. in the daytime is the best way to do what you want to do in terms of whatever you're doing. So every single day focus on understanding that and then just go and move on if you feel like so. Alright, now every single day I understand that for today, I understand with my life coaching videos for today, for example, is I'm making sure that no matter what, that after this video I want to do some music production. I want to make sure that I want to do much better. But I understand that's something different, but I understand that it's just I'm planning something for myself over here. I understand I'm a music producer and then we're going to learn over here. I say de pueblo is I town in English. I say y de pueblo is I town in English, but de pueblo is town in English. So municipal, or as now we've already done that, or as now municipal is, or as I said that one, I say urbana is town in English. So urbana is city in English as well. Or as now urbana and urbano is another way to say town and city in English. I see urbanistico. I understand, so that's the way, urbanistico is another way to say city and town in English. But if I say I urbana, and I say or as I say I urbana and I urbano, I say then in English, which is I town and I city in English. I say I urbanistico is I city and I town in English. I say I say ayuntamiento. I say ayunta, I say I, or as now ay is I, or as ayunta, or as ayuntamiento. I say del ayuntamiento is town and city in English. Or as now if you understand it the way that we're going to say I del ayuntamiento, so we're going to say that is I city and I town in English. So it's I de ayuntamiento, which is I del ayuntamiento, which is 9 vowels, which is town and city in terms of I town and I city in English. Alright, now ciudadano. Ciudadano is town in English and also city in English. So it's also civic in English. So ciudadano is civic in English. So civic is anything to do with popularity around the town somewhere. It's popular, which is a civic and civilization kind of way of saying civic. So civic is a civilization. There's a civilization going on around there. There's construction and there's something happening. So that's ciudadano. So we're going to learn much more like that. Now when you're adding sentences to the words that you're saying and abbreviating for yourself, then you're going to understand how to learn faster. But publico, understand public in English. So for example, publico is public in English. So publico is open, like an open space is publico in Spanish, which is public in terms of open in English. Whereas now publico is overt, such as let's go over and above and beyond to make sure that we're successful is publico. So that's another way to say Spanish word for overt, which is open and public. Understand? If you open something, we're going above and beyond. I open the door for you. We're going to go and be successful, which is publico. Whereas now publico is overt. Whereas now, either way, you must understand that no matter what, that we're going to connect these Spanish words together. So I have quite a few over here. But we're going to say pueblo is la ciudad, and la ciudad is el pueblo, and el pueblo is el municipio, is la población, is la habitantes, is los ciudadanos, is la gente, is los residentes, is las personas, is, or as now is, las personas is de ciudad, is urbano, is de pueblo, is municipal, is urbana, is urbanístico, is del ayuntamiento, which is urbanístico, is del ayuntamiento, is ciudadano, is publico. Understand? So when you're pronouncing Spanish words, what you need to do is try to go and tackle even just a couple words and a couple words and a couple words to say the whole word. So for example, del ayuntamiento. Understand? Whereas now I can say it much better, and I can say del ayuntamiento. Understand? So sometimes you have to go tackle the word by pronouncing 2 words at a time or one slang after another. Understand? So ayuntamiento. I can remember to say it like that. But if I say ayuntamiento, that's all together. Understand? But if I say ayuntamiento, now I broke it up a bit, didn't I? So it's much easier to say it. But if you understand the word, then you just say ayuntamiento. Understand? So sometimes you may break up your words and then understand that's how you learn also, which is ayuntamiento. Understand? But then you can say ayuntamiento. There's a big difference between ayuntamiento and ayuntamiento. Understand? Because why? Because I break it up a bit to say it. And that's how you can pronounce words also. But some other words in terms of Spanish over here is urbano and urbana and urbanístico. Understand? Is all the same words to say town and city and civilization and population of people and publico in terms of public around town. And it's a civil activity. It's all together. So then we understand, for example, that we have other words like el pueblo and pueblo, which is de pueblo as well. So you can say de pueblo and el pueblo and pueblo. It's all different Spanish ways of saying the same thing. So if you understand, for example, we have la población and los residentes and los habitantes. A habitat. So Brisbane City is a habitat. Understand? Something different. It's civilization over here. It's a publico. Understand? So we're learning something different, and then we're going to understand either way that we're going to relate the words together. And la gente is another way to say dwellers and also people and folk town around here. So sometimes what's even more helpful is to just revise the words together and just relate some words together over here. But we have ciudadano, or whereas we have ciudadano and los ciudadanos, and also ciudad and di ciudad. It's all different ways to say ciudad. Understand? So those are the different ways over here. And La Ciudad. So La Ciudad and El Ciudad and Los Ciudad and Di Ciudad. And then Ciudadano and La Ciudadano and Los Ciudadano and letters of El Ciudadano. I mean, there's all different ways to say it. You understand? So we're just learning differently. But then I go and connect these nice, beautiful words in Spanish now. I say, La Ciudad es el pueblo, es, in terms of La Ciudad es el pueblo, es el municipio, es la población, es los habitantes, es los ciudadanos, es la gente, es los residentes, es la gente, es los residentes, es las personas, es de ciudad, es urbano, es de pueblo, es municipal, es urbana, es urbanístico, es del ayuntamiento. I say urbanístico es del ayuntamiento. Understand? I went in Serbian and I said, I'll fuck your mother. Alright, understand? So, alright, now, either way, I repeat the words again. Alright, now, La Ciudad es el pueblo, es el, alright, now, es, I see el municipio. Alright, now, I have to pronounce these words better. I say, La Ciudad es, alright, I say ciudad, I say pueblo, es ciudad, es la ciudad, es el pueblo, es el municipio, es la población, es los habitantes, es los ciudadanos, es la gente, es residentes, es las personas, es de ciudad, es urbano, es de pueblo, es municipal, es urbana, es urbanístico, es del así, allá. Understand? I mean, no. I say, over here it's del una. Así, dela una. I mean, understand? So, dela una, or else del una. Tiamento. Understand? So, del una tiamento. Understand? Alright, now what I need to do is I break up the words, and listen to how I break up the words of Spanish over here. I break it up so I can pronounce it. I say, pueblo es ciudad, es la ciudad, es el pueblo, es el municipio, es la población, es los habitantes, es los habitantes, es los ciudadanos, es la gente, es los residentes, es las personas, es de ciudad, es urbano, es de pueblo, es municipal, es urbana, es urbanístico, es ayuntamiento, es ciudadano, es público. Understand? So I'm always breaking it apart. Understand? I understand. This is this right now. Understand? I'm understanding. I am understanding. I'm understanding. I am understanding. Understand? I'm pronouncing it. I am pronouncing it. Understand? I can speak it. I can speak it. Understand? Because that's all one vowels. But when I say supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, I say supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. When you go, I mean, break it up. I mean, that's how you pronounce it. Alright, now we are going to understand that I say the other way now. I say, y pueblo es y la ciudad es y el pueblo es y el municipio. See, I did stuff up there. So, y pueblo, I say y el municipio. Alright, now I say y el municipio. Cipio, but it's really el municipio. I say y pueblo es y la ciudad, else. Alright, now I stuff up again. Whereas what I do is I just repeat it. I see es, which is y pueblo, es y la ciudad, es y el pueblo, es y el municipio, es y la población, es y los habitantes, es y los ciudadanos, es y la gente, es y los residentes, es y las personas, es y de ciudad. I say es urbano. I realize now either way, you must understand that if you are going and really thinking about something else, I don't know what you're doing, then you're going to lose focus. Understand? So focus on this and then just go backwards and go and repeat it over and over again so you can focus and focus and focus. Understand? So that's the whole point. I mean, speak faster so you never ever have to lose focus. I mean, that's the whole point. Understand? So if you're losing focus on what you're saying, it's because you're going too slow. I say, y pueblo es y la ciudad, es y el pueblo, es y el municipio, es y población. Alright, now I have to go again. Alright, y pueblo es y la ciudad. Alright, now the reason I have to go again is because I want to practice much more because I did miss out on a word over here. So, y pueblo es. Alright, now if you understand to go backwards in a way that you're learning, then you're going to grow. Alright, now y pueblo es y la ciudad, es y el pueblo, es y el municipio, el municipio. Alright, now y el. Alright, now I want to repeat this whole thing because I understand that I do this until the cows come home. I understand because I understand I want to be understanding this all the time. I understand, although I understand I want to be reading much more. So I'm reading and I'm learning. I'm doing it. Alright, now y pueblo es y la ciudad, es y el pueblo, es y el municipio, es y la población, es y los habitantes, es y los ciudadanos, es y la gente, es y los residentes, es y las personas, es y de ciudad, es y urbano, es y de pueblo, es y municipal, es y urbana, es y urbanístico, es y del ayuntamiento. Alright, now I did stuff up over here. I see ayuntamiento. I see alright, now del auna. Alright, now del ayuntamiento. Alright, now ayuntamiento. Alright, now del ayuntamiento. I see ayuntamiento. I was saying ayuntamiento, but it's really del ayuntamiento. Understand? I mean, that's how you say it. Alright, now del ayuntamiento. I gotta repeat it. Alright, now that's how I am. I want to repeat this whole dictionary because I want to learn it. I say y pueblo es y la ciudad, es y el pueblo, es y el municipio, es y la población, es y los habitantes, es y los ciudadanos, es y la gente, es y los residentes, es y las personas, es y los residentes, es y las personas, es y de ciudad, es y urbano, es y de pueblo, es y municipal, es y urbana, es y urbanístico, es y del ayuntamiento, es y ciudadano, es y público. Understand? So I had some nice beautiful distractions going on, or else my Apple Watch is ringing, but then I also want to nicely place my phone on flight mode as well. Alright, now my phone is also on flight mode now, because that way I understand that no matter what, that when you're doing your videos, I mean, make sure that nobody's calling you while you're doing your videos, because otherwise it breaks up. Right, now I want to go and connect the nice beautiful English words over here together. I mean, city is town, I mean, town is people, I say people is village, I see village is town, I see town is the people, I see city is the people, I see the people is populace, I see populace is folk, I see folk is municipality, I see populace is municipality, I see the people is municipality, I see municipality is town, I see town is township, I see city is township, I see township is borough, I see borough is parish, I see parish is city, I see city council is town, I see city council is city. I see population is city council. I see population is town. I see town is dwellers. I see dwellers is publico. I see dwellers is to dwell something into you in a way that you're a person. Alright, now dwellers is demos. I see demos is population. I see population is people. I see people is town. I see town is townsfolk. I see townsfolk is folk. I see folk is town. I see folk is city. I see folk is dweller. I see folk is people. I see dweller is town. I mean the dweller of Spain, of Barcelona is a dweller. I mean, sense, so that's a town or city. So dweller is people. I see people is town, or else people is urbane. I see town is urban, or else town is urbane. I see city is urbane. I see urbane is urban. I see urban is city. I see urban is town. I see city is town. I see town is city. I see town is urbane. I see city is urbane. I see urbane is municipal. I see town is municipal. I see city is municipal. I see municipal is civic. I see civic is town. I see town is, I see city is civic. I see civic over here is public. I see public is open. I see open is city. I see open is town. I see public is city. I see public is town. I see overt is open. I see overt is city. I see overt is town. So overt is people. I mean, in a sense, so either way, we're learning to connect the dots together. I mean, what other words do I have over here? I have elastic, for example. I mean, let's go learn elastic. I mean, guys, the more you put effort into it, the more you're going to learn, and that's it. I mean, what you sow is what you reap. I see elastic. So elastico is how you say elastic in English and Spanish. Whereas now that's the only word there. Whereas now the, I mean the. So how do I say the in English in terms of Spanish? I see la or los is another way to say the. So la and el and los is how you say the in Spanish. I mean, so when I say Los Angeles is the Angeles in Spanish. Understand? I mean, that's how it is. I mean, Los Angeles is a Spanish word. Understand? Los Angeles. I mean, so anything that's la residente is the residence. Understand? And that's how it is. I mean, understand? Or el residente is the residence in English. Understand? So la residente is the residence in English. I see el residente is the residence in English. Or los residente. I say los residente is the residence in English. I mean, you understand? So the, or as a the or the, is la, el, or as the and el is la and el, and also los. Understand? So to say la and los and el in Spanish, in terms of English, is the and the. And that's it. And now we're understanding much more about Spanish. But then we go speech, for example. I mean, how do we say speech? I mean, speech over here, I mean, habla is speech in English and Spanish. So over here it says discurso, or as discurso, or as now, how is it discurso, or as where do we get the k over here? Or as now disc, I mean, is another word that says in English that's a CD, disc, for example. I mean, sense of disc, I mean, discurso. I mean, sense, so if you say discurso, I mean, how's it go? I mean, discurso. I mean, saying discurso. I mean, go into it. I mean, saying discurso. I mean, you must find your slang with the Spanish where it's like pople pases. I mean, saying like, for example, I mean, slice with the ses into the word. And I mean, you must understand if you have any type of issue or something like that. I mean, just make sure you're learning all the words. Understand? So every single day, focus on understanding that discurso. I mean, discurso. Understand? So discurso is a speech in English. Or as now habla, or as habla. Understand? Is a speech word in English. Or as now habla is speech in English. Let's see languaje. Or as languaje is speech capability or speech in English. Or as now languaje. Or as now languaje. I mean, langua. I mean, in a sense, the u. I mean, goes u. I mean, langua. I mean, in a sense, languye. I mean, langue. I see langue. I mean, that's how you say it. I mean, the u or the u has to go inward. I mean, so languye. I mean, in a sense, so that's the O is going inward, but anything that's discurso, discurso is really quickly. You must pronounce it, or else you must pronounce it. Or else habla is simple. Habla. Habble. Habble and habla. It's the same thing. Focus on understanding that either way, we're learning more because we're going to understand extraordinary. I'll say extraordinary. How do we understand extraordinary? I see extraordinara or extraordinaria. I say extraordinaria. I see extraordinaria is how you say extraordinary in English. So extraordinaria, understand, is extraordinary in English. It's Serbian in terms of Spanish. So Serbian people say bogatstvo, or let's say Serbian people say bogat is extraordinary. Something that's rich is extraordinary for us. So every single day we have over here extraordinaria, or as the extraordinaria, and also extraordinario is extraordinary in English. In a sense, so, or as another way is we're saying some other words over here, which is exceptional, or as exceptional. Exceptional, or as exceptional. Sometimes there is no, let's say, dash on top of the O in terms of the sion in Spanish. So what you do is understand that anytime you see C-I-O-N is a S, or it's a C. So exceptional. Understand? Instead of exceptio, instead of saying excepti, or as instead of saying, I understand, or I want to understand either way. And instead of saying exceptional, say exceptional. Understand? So that's how you say it. So sion is S. Understand? And that's how you understand Spanish. So excepcional is extraordinara and extraordinario. Understand? And that's how you understand extraordinary in English. So over here we have incredible is how you say incredible in English, and also incredible, I would say incredible is also how you say incredible in English as well. So incredible is how the nice and beautiful Spanish people say it, but incredible is how you say extraordinary in English. I see poco común is another way to say extraordinary in English. And then we have raro, or as raro is another way to say extraordinary or rare in English. In a sense, so rare, and poco común is the way to say rare in English. Or incredible is another way to say rare in English as well. So excepcional is another way to say rare in English. Understand? So extraordinario and extraordinaria is another way to say rare in English. I say insolito, or as insolito is another way to say extraordinary in English. So these are the nice beautiful Spanish words around here, which is extraordinaria. Now I want to actually do this first. I want to say y extraordinaria is I extraordinary in English. I say y extraordinario is I extraordinary in English. Or as I, or as now y extra, or as now over here it's ek, or as it's x. I say it's y excepcional, or as y excepcional. So excepcional is exceptional in English. Excepcional is fantastic in English. Incredible is fantastic and amazing and cherishing in English. Whereas poco común is another way to say fantastic and awesome and excellent job in English. Whereas now raro is another way to say specialty and talent, and also the guy has an ability. The guy is a raro. The guy is rare. Understand? And so those are all the nice beautiful words over here. And insólito is another way to say awesome and fantastic and extraordinary and also being the best. Understand? So we're just making up words, but we're learning. So we understand either way. Then I'm going to say or as excepcional is I extraordinary in English. I say incredible is I extraordinary in English. I say poco común is I extraordinary in English. I say raro is I extraordinary in English. I say or as now I want to understand that no matter what, that if you say raro, that's one way, but then say raro, that's an extra vowel. So we're learning an extra vowel with that. So is I. irero. I say irero. I say irero. I say irero. I say rero. I say irero. Rare. I say I rare. Understand? So I is I. So I insolito, or as I insolito is I extraordinary. Understand? So these are beautiful Spanish words over here, which is extraordinaria, is extraordinario, is excepcional, is incredible, is poco común, is raro, or now you never say raro, you say raro. Understand? Or English people will say raro. No. Never say raro in Spanish. Say raro. Understand? Extraordinaria. Understand? English people go extraordinaria. Yeah. This is Spanish, mate. Extraordinario. We're speaking Spanish here. So we're staying over here. Extraordinaria is extraordinario, is excepcional, is incredible, is poco común, is raro, is insolito. In terms of insolito, is raro, is insolito. Alright, now in Spanish I say extraordinaria, es extraordinario, es excepcional, es incredible, es poco común, es raro, es insolito. Understand? So I extraordinaria is I extraordinario is in terms of I. Or now either way, I'll start over again. I say I extraordinaria is, or now I say is over here, but it's really S. Or now I extraordinaria es I extraordinario es I excepcional es I incredible es I poco común es I raro es I insolito. In a sense, so those are nice beautiful words there, which are all connecting together. But then we're going to say, for example, just that, because I understand that we are moving on. Whereas over here, there's no translations, but I understand that if I click on the incredible, I see now we're going to understand that we are learning something different over here. I see raro means weird in English. So, whereas now if I click on this one here, insolito means unusual in English. So insolito is unusual in English. Whereas now I say exceptional is excepcional is exceptional in English, or outstanding or rare in English. Understand? So let's learn some new words over here. Let's go and say over here, what other words can we go? I say over here, I want to learn some words, I want to be able to speak, I want to be able to talk, I want to go and find some nice beautiful words over here. So how do I say beautiful over here? So I want to talk a bit with my words, and then I find a word to say over here, which is beautiful. I see hermoso is how you say beautiful in English. And whereas hermoso is how you say beautiful in English and Spanish. So either way, I understand that when I go really and say, I can say God, for example, I say God. And how do I find my words to say in terms of what words to look up? I just go and talk it out for a bit, and then I find a word that I'm talking, and then I just go and really speak it out. I say Dios is how you say God in Spanish. I say Dios. Or else now, when I say another word that's really amazing, or else how do I say amazing, for example, in Spanish? I see amazing is incredible. So it's really simple. And then what's another word that we can use over here? Now we say singer, or singer is what? Or else cantante is how you say singer in English and Spanish. Whereas now cantor is another way to say singer in English and Spanish. Whereas now cantarin is another way to say singer in Spanish and English. Whereas now either way, or else we're moving on. So when I say moving, or else how do I say moving in Spanish? So here we say en movimiento. I see movimiento, but we say en movimiento. Whereas now, why do we say en? It's like the movement. The movement. Understand? When there's a movement going on, but that's why the en is like the. The movement. Understand? So I would say en movimiento. I say en movimiento. I say en movimiento is moving in English. Alright, now either way, now either way. How do I say either way? I mean, either way. I mean, how do I say either way? I see de tua cor. I say kula. I say kua. I say kua cor. I see over here. Now this one over here is marena. I see de marena. But then we have over here. I see cool. I see cool. I see cool cor. I see cool cor. I see cool. I see cool. Now this one over here is either. I see over here. I see qual. I see qual cor. I see qual cor. I see qual cor. I see de qual cor marena. Whereas now I see tual cor. Whereas now cor. I see cor. I mean qual cor. Whereas de qual cor marena is how you say il. Whereas now de qual cor and I say de qual cor marena is how you say either way in Spanish and English. But if I say either, I mean how do I say either, for example? Whereas either is yasi. Whereas now yasi is how you say either in Spanish and English. Or I say way. I mean how do I say way over here? I mean the way is camino. I mean camino is how you say way in English. So marena, así manera is how you say way in English. Así forma is how you say way in English. Así modo is how you say way in English. Así via is how you say way. There's a W-A-Y in English. Así medio is how you say way in English. Así metodo is how you say way in English. I say over here, I understand either way that I want to go and say once, for example. I mean, how do I say once? Así querer is how you say once in Spanish and English. Whereas now, either way, I want to go and understand much more, so I say much. I mean, how do I say much? I see like macho, but it's really much. I see much, I see macho is a lot in English and Spanish, or macho is also much in English. I see muy is much in Spanish and English. I see mucho is much in English and Spanish. But then we have muchos. I see muchos is much in English. I see over here, for example, say thank you. I see gracias. I mean, everybody understands gracias is thank you in English. I see over here, I see comprende is understand in English, in Spanish. Whereas in Spanish, comprehende is in English, I understand, and understanding, I see comprehend. I see to understand something is comprende in Spanish. I mean, understanding is comprende, otherwise comprende is understanding in English. Or else now I want to count for something, I want to say 10, or else how do I say number 10, for example? Or say 10. I mean, how do I say 10 in Spanish? I say diez is number 10 in Spanish and English. So diez is decena, is 10 in English. I say diez is 10 in English. I say, I mean, how do I say 9 in English? I mean, I learned some counting in Spanish. So nueve, I say nueve is how you say 9, and that's how you understand that. You understand that decent, for example, we're going to learn that one, but I understand that nueve is 9 in English. Whereas now we say decent, for example. I say decent. I say decent. I say decent. I say decente is decent in English and Spanish. Whereas now I understand that sometimes my translation of my beautiful words over here may pop up extra words and then I read them straight away, but these ones are all single words, you know, in the sense. So I mean, how do I say 8? I mean, how do I say 8? I see ocho. I mean, ocho is 8 in English. So this is all Spanish. I see ocho is Spanish. I see ocho is 8 in English. I see 7. I mean, how do I say 7? I mean, number 7. I see siete is 7 in Spanish, in English. I see number. I mean, how do I say number? I mean, I see numero siete is number 7 in English. So, you understand? So, I say numero ocho is number 8 in English. I say numero nueve is number 9 in English. You understand? I say numero 10 is number 10 in Spanish. So over here we have, for example, I'm learning quick, aren't I? Alright, now cifra. Alright, cifra is numero, which is cifre is, let's say cifre is number in English. So cifre. I mean put the number in. I mean, either way, you must understand numera. I said numera. I said numera. I said numera is number in English. So numera is cifra, is numero. So the Spanish words here are numero, es cifra, es numera. Understand? So the nice beautiful Spanish words are really numero is cifra, is numera. I say I numero, es I cifra, es I numera. Understand? So that's how you say number, but let's say 6, for example. I mean, how do I say 6? I mean, 6 is seis. I say seis is 6 in Spanish and English. And then we have 5. I mean, how do I say 5? I mean, 5 is, I say cinco. I say cinco, or cinco, or cinco. I mean, cinco is 5 in Spanish and English. Alright, now 4. I mean, how do I say 4? I mean, las cuatro. I say las cuatro is 4 in English and Spanish. Alright, now 3. I mean, how do I say over here? I say la cuatro. I mean, I sound la cuatro. And 3 is tres in English and Spanish. And then we have 2. I say dos is 2 in English and Spanish. I say par is 2 in English as well. So dos is par. I say y dos is number 2 in terms of 2 in English, and y dos is also y par. I mean, y dos es y par is number 2 in English. Understand? So we're learning quick. Whereas number 1 is uno. I mean, uno is number 1. I mean, uno is number 1. I mean, in a sense, so that's the uno with the card games. Is uno for Spanish is number 1 in English. I say uno is number 1 in English. I say, how do I say 11? I mean, 11. I see 11 over here. I see once. I see once is 11 in Spanish. I mean, so once is 11. So like once, I mean, once upon a time. I'm saying, I mean, the same letters. I mean, once. I mean, 0 in terms of O, N, C, E is once is 11 in Spanish. I say 12. I say 12 is doce, is 12 in Spanish. I see 13. I see trece is 13 in Spanish and English. I see 14. I see 14. I see 14 is 14. I see 14. Oh, no. I see ne. I realize it's really ne is no in English in terms of Serbian. So you understand that either way I say ja kažem ne, which is I say no in Serbian. Alright, now either way you must understand that here we say 14, whereas 14 is 14 in Spanish and English. Alright, now we say 15. I say 15. And you must understand that the 15 has a TH in it. Understand? Alright, now 15 is in Spanish, you say 15, whereas 15, whereas fifth, whereas now over here, you say fifth. I apologize. Say fifth. I say 15. Say 15 is what? Alright, now it says 15 in Spanish, but is it really? I say 15. Say 15 over here. Say 15 is quince. I say quince is 15 in Spanish. So 15, for example, I understand either way. I want to check the spelling on the English of 15 over here because I understand I may have spelt it another way. So I just want to double check because I'm smarter like that. So 15. Alright, it's 15 over here. I understand either way. I understand that what's important is I just move on because I understand that, for example, that 15 has no TH in it but has a T in it. I understand either way. I still have to get my English better. Alright, now either way, I'm learning quickly. I say quince is, I say quince because there's no ch over here. So anything that's ch in Spanish is ch. I mean, then if there was a C, or if there was a CH in quince, then it says quince. I mean, quince then would be 15, but it's really quince is 15. So there's no H there. So anytime you see a ch in terms of CH, is also ch in Spanish. I mean, Milivojevic, I understand, but there's no H in the last letter of my last name, but it's a C only. But there's a nice beautiful dash up there to say ch. Understand? I mean, now 16. I mean, how do I say 16? Alright, now DCS, or I say DCS. I say DCS is 16 in Spanish. I say 17. I say 17 is DCS. I say DCT is 17 in English. I say 18. I want to be able to understand dia. I say dia cio cho. I said dia cio cho is 18 in English from Spanish. I say 19. I see 19. Let's say over here 19. I see 19 is dia sin nueve. So dia sin nueve is 19 in English. I see 20. I see 20 is viente is 20 in English and Spanish. I see viente is 20 in English and Spanish. So we go 21. I see 21 is 21. I see 20. I see 21. I see 21. I see 21 is 21. So anything that's viente is 20s now. And so we're learning 20s is viente. I see 21. I see 20. I want to say 22, for example. I see 22. I see 21 is 21 in English and Spanish. I see 22. I mean, make sure you pronounce it before you move on, guys, so you learn it quickly. I see 22 is 22. So we're just learning like this. So 23 is 23. I mean, 24 is 24. So, whereas now 23 is, I want to see how they pronounce this one. I want to see over here how they write it. I see it's together, so it's I see 23. I see 23 is 23 in Spanish. I see it's together. Understand? So 22 is different, but then 23 is together, and 21 is together as well. So 21 is 21, and 22 is 22, and then 20. I realize it's really 23 is 23. So if you're just learning the numbers and then go up to 40 and then 50 and then 60 and then 70 and then 80 and then go and just keep learning those numbers all the way until you understand all the numbers, it's so simple, isn't it? I mean, just keep going. I mean, so if you want to learn numbers, I mean, just go and type them all out and then pronounce it the first time, and then just keep pronouncing those numbers higher. So I go up to 5,000 and I read all the words and all the numbers. And then I go to 10,000, and then to 20,000, and then to 100,000, and then I keep counting those numbers. I mean, so here we go, 20. I learned the numbers today really quickly. I see 20. I see 25. I love that. I see 24. I mean, how do I say 24? I see 24 is 24. Understand? I see 24 is 24. Understand? So it's together, but 22, I see 22 is 22. Understand? So it's a different pronunciation, but 22 goes together as well. I mean 22. Understand? I see 22, I see 21, and 22, 23, and 24, and then we have 20, or as we have 25. I mean 25 is 25, or as 25. I mean 25 is 25. I'm learning quickly, and then by the time I get to 35, I understand already how to say up to the first 5 numbers, and then we'll learn more. So we're learning more. So 26, I see 26. I see 26 is 26. I mean, I'm already catching on really quickly over here. So 27, I see 27 is 27. See, 27 is 27. Understand? So when I say this, I'm meaning all in English and Spanish. Understand? So that's how I'm connecting the words together now. So I can do that. Understand that? I say 27. I say 27 is 27, and then we go 28. I say 27. I say 27 is 27 in English. So 28. I mean, you guys understand that? I realize 28 is 28 is 28 in English. I say 29. I mean, we may as well learn the numbers, guys. I mean, you have to learn numbers. So 29 is 29 in Spanish and English. I see 30. I say how do you say 30? I see over here is 30. Or as tren. I say tren. I say 30. I say 30 is. I say 30 is 30 in English. So I realize now I say 40. I realize now we're going to look at, or we're going to learn a nice beautiful way of numbers over here. So 30 is, let's say, I say 20 is 20. I mean 20 is 20, but then we have 30 is 30 in English. I mean, do you understand? So we are going to learn 31. I mean 31. I say 30. I see 31 is 30. I say 31. I say, I realize it's 31. Understand? So the O is just another way to say a bracket of space to say something different. Understand? So it's just a lead up into the word. So 30. I realize now 31 is another way to say that what we're going to do here is it's broken up now in terms of 30 and 31, or else 31 is dividing itself apart to make two words here, but in the 20s it's together. Understand? So 31 is 31 in English. I see 32. I see 32 is 32 is 32 in English. I say 33 is 33 is 33 in English. I say 34. I mean, this is my practice. This is practice. So 34 is 34 is 34. I see 35. I know I only. So 35. Or as 35 is. I see over here. I see over here. I see cinco. I say cinco, or as now it can be cinco as well. I say 35 or 35, or as you can say 35, or you can say 35 is 35. Understand? And that's how you remember. Or as now every single day, or as 35 in Spanish is 35, or 35, or 35 in English in terms of Spanish. So when you're saying 35 in Spanish, you're saying 35 or 35 or 35, which is 35 in English. I say 30. I say 36 is 36 is 36 in English. I say 37. I say 37. See up to 40. I say 37 is 37 in English. So siete is 7 in Spanish and English. So no matter what we're learning here, so 38, I mean you have to understand siete is 7 in English. I say siete is Spanish, whereas now 30. I mean you guys have to repeat after me and what I'm saying in the video for you to be able to, for you to be able to learn this, or go and do it yourself. I mean, go do it in your spare time. Otherwise, just learn with me and repeat after me and what I'm saying. I see 38. I see 38. I see over here, for example. I can say I see 38 is 38 in Spanish. I see Así 38 is 38 in Spanish and English. Alright, now make sure you understand that you have to be careful before you move on to pronounce it all in English, because that way people are going to understand what's the translation over here. I say 39 in Spanish is 39 is 39 in English. I see nueve is number 9 in English. Understand? I see nueve is Spanish. I see over here, or else 40, or else now we have 40. I mean, how do we spell this? I see 40. I see 40 is 40. I see 40. I say, or else we have vienta and triente. Or else now we have vienta, and then we have trienta, and then we have curenta. I say curenta. I mean, so vienta and trienta and curenta. I say curenta. I say cura. I say cura. I say curenta. I say curenta. Is how you say 40 in Spanish. I say curenta and trienta and also vienta. I mean, in that sense, so that's how you understand to connect the numbers together as well. So what you do is you have to count it sometimes. You have to say uno es, dos es, tres es, cuatro es, quinto or quinco or cinco es. I mean, you have to understand, I have to learn number 6 over here. So I realize CS, I mean, so uno, or now I want to count it. I understand, so you have to count the numbers. So uno es, dos es, tres es, cuatro es, cinco es, seis es, siete es, ocho es, nueve es, diez. Diez is number 10 in English. So I said that 11 is once and 13 is what else? I mean, where's the 13 over here? I mean, 13 is different from 13 to 19. I have to learn it much better. I understand, although, but either way, I get the first 10 numbers really quickly. I see vienta, I say vienta, I see trienta, I see cuarenta. I understand, so we're learning, and then we have 41 is 41. Alright, now that's different. I see 42, I see 40. Alright, now either way, I understand that I can count these numbers, but I want to go now the tens. So I want to learn the tens numbers. So what I do is I go 50 and 60 and 70 and 80 and 90. I want to learn those numbers. So fifth, I say 50. I say 50. I say cincuenta. I say cincuenta. I mean, in a sense, so cincuenta. So the nice, beautiful way of saying that number 5 in Spanish is cinco. I mean, cinco is number 5 in Spanish. I mean, cinco is number 5 in Spanish. In a sense, so that's English also. I mean, everything's English today. I mean, every single day, cincuenta and vienta and trienta and cuenta and cincuenta. I mean, in a sense, so cuenta, I say curenta, I say cuarenta, I mean, cuarenta and cincuenta. In a sense, so cuarenta is 40 in Spanish. Understand? I mean, cuarenta is 40 in Spanish. And then we have cincuenta, which is 50 in Spanish. Understand? So we're learning really quickly. I say cincuenta is 50 in English. I mean, cuarenta is 40 in English. I mean, we're learning Spanish here in English. Alright, now 60. I mean, 60 over here. I mean, 60 is sesenta. I mean, so everything is enta with the 40s and 50s and 60s and 70s and the 10s and all of that. So anything that's by 10 is enta in Spanish. So 60, pronouncing it in Spanish is sesenta. Right? So sesenta is 60 in English. Alright, now 7. Alright, now words can speak everything as long as you speak it over, then you can learn it really quickly. I mean, 7 is siete, but we go 70. Alright, 70 is sesenta. I say setenta. I say setenta is 70 in Spanish. Understand? So sesenta is 70 in Spanish and English. So 70 is pronouncing it in Spanish as 60. Whereas now we have some nice beautiful words going over here, but we have over here the nice beautiful words. So sometimes when you're searching up words, then you can see the actual words that you've been searching, and then we can go and track it back. So we never have to search up on it again in Google Translator, because we can also put a favorite over here and we can color it, for example. I realize I can color it and save it to remember it. So for example, when I go and read the nice beautiful words over here of the 13 to 19, whereas I can see it already. So 11 is 1, I see once. I see once is 11, I see doce is 12. That's how I can connect the words together with Spanish also, which is, I just go really quickly like this. I say 13 is trece. I see trece. But there's no ch over here. 13 is trece. I see trece is 13 because it's a t. There's no h. There's no ch here in Spanish, so we say 13 is trece. I see 14 is catorce. So 15 is quince. So do you see the nice beautiful differences here? Is quince and catorce and also doce, or is now doce. It's really doce. There's no real, or now there's no ch in the 12. So once and doce and trece, or is now this, or is no ch over here. Or as it's really 11 is once, or as 12 is doce, or as 13 is trece, or as 14 is catorce. I say 15 is quince. I say 16 is dicies, or as dicies is 16. Or as now 17 is decises. I said, or as 17 over here is de diecisiete. Or as 17 is de si, or as de diecisiete. Or as you can say de quince. You can say de trece. I said de doce. So la doce. You can say el doce, los doce, los uno, los dos, los tres. La dos. El dos. In the sense, so you can always go different ways of saying the same thing. So you can say la one. You can say la uno. You can say el uno. You can say los uno. You can say de uno. It's the same thing. So what you're doing is just realize that all we want to learn over here is 17 is die siete, or say die siete is 17, but 16 is die cs. 16 is die cs, but 17 is die siete. There's a big difference here. In a sense, so die siete and also die cs is 16. In a sense, so 17 is die siete and 16 is die cs, or 16 is die cs in English and Spanish. Whereas now, when you're learning again, what other words? What's 19 over here? So I understand I want to learn the 19, and then I go and see the 19 and I pronounce it again, and I say 19. I say 19, but then we have some nice beautiful differences over here, where the 19 and the 18 and the 17 and the 16 is all die. Understand? And it's all die. It starts with die. So 16 and 17 and 18 and 19 in Spanish starts with die. Understand? So diecias is 16. 17 is diecisiete, is the way it is. Although 18 is dieciocho. Understand? So that's 18. And then also we have 19, which is diecinueve. Understand? 19 is diecinueve. So those are nice, beautiful razlike, which is a difference in Serbian. In terms of the razlike is difference in Serbian, but we're learning different aspects. So when I go and understand to count from 1 to 20 now, I make sure I want to learn the numbers. So I say uno, and dos, and tres, and cuatro, and cinco. I say siete. I say sies. I say siete. I say over here, which is siete, and then ocho, and then nueve, and then diez, and then once, and then we have doce, or as trece, and then we have what? Then we have 14. It's quarce, and then we have 15, which is what? We have quince, and then we have what? I mean 16, whereas now it's día sías, and then día siguiente, and then I said día siguiente, and then what? I mean día siguiente, and then día siguiente, and then día nueve. I mean boom. I mean in a sense, so when I'm learning, I say go and learn it. So when I say día nueve is 19, I say día nueve is 19. I say I want to double check, so I'm double checking here. So I understand the 18 you say día, I say día what? I say día ocho. So I said día 18. I said día 18 is now 18. So I'm just learning it. And then 17 is what? I mean 17 is the nice beautiful way of saying día siguiente. So día siguiente I can say it. I mean saying I remember it. I mean although día sías is 16 and then día sías I can see it. I say I mean what is, let's say 15? So I'm better than R, I'm better than E, I'm better than everything. I'm making sure I'm starting with the I first. I know I only. So number 15 in Spanish is what? I mean you have to understand to remember it. So we're trying to remember the words, and we're trying to remember a nice beautiful way of speaking the letters and words of Spanish. So I mean we have to do that with everything. So to say 15 is quince. I mean quince is 15 in Spanish. And I mean how do you say 14 in Spanish? I mean 14 you say cuarce. I mean it's really 14 is catorce. I mean do you see? I made a mistake, but I'm learning. Understand? So catorce is how you say 14 in Spanish. So quince and catorce, and trece is 13, and doce is 12, and once is 11. I say once is 11. I say doce is 12. I say trece is 13. I say catorce is 14. I say quince is 15. So anything from 11 to 15 is all tse. Understand? I mean look. I mean you have 11, which is once, and doce, and trece, and catorce, and quince. Understand? And then we have in the 16 to the 19 wave is die. Understand? Die siete. Whereas now, what do I mean by die? I mean die sies. I say die siete. Whereas now, die sies and die siete and die 18 and also die 19. Understand? I mean that's 16 to 19 is die 18 and die 19 and also dia siguiente and dia sías is all 16 to 19. So we're just learning the different ways of speaking. But when I count now, I say uno, I say dos, I say tres, I say cuatro, I say quinto, or as now I say quince, I say cinco. I mean I can say cinco. I mean if you understand either way, that what's amazing is understanding, for example, 15 over here. I understand that 15 over here is quince. I mean the number 5 over here is cinco. I say cinco. I mean so no matter what, when I say 25, when I say 25, I say bien cinco. I mean I say bien cinco. I mean cinco is 5 in Spanish. So we're just enabling ourselves to be able to speak it. So now we're going to say that it is really uno, is, dos, is, tres, is, cuatro, is, cinco, is, seis, is, siete, is, ocho, is, nueve, is, diez, is, once, is, doce, is, trece, is, catorce. I say is, quince. I say is, dia sías. I say is, dia sías. I say dia sías is, dia siguiente is, dia 18. I say dia 18. I say is. I say dia siguiente is, dia 18 is, dia 19. Understand? So then we have viente. Understand? And then viente uno, and then viente dos, and then viente tres, and then viente what? I mean viente cuatro, I mean viente cinco, I mean viente cinco, understand? I mean viente seis, I say viente what? I mean viente what? I mean viente sies, se viente siente, se viente ocho, se viente nueve. I mean, what was the 30? I mean, 30 is what? I mean, triente. I say viente and triente. I mean, that's it. So then we have viente uno, and viente dos, and viente tres, and viente, I mean what? I mean viente tres, and then what? I mean viente catorce. I mean, you can say viente catorce, or you can say viente, or I mean, you can even say, for example, no matter what, that you can say viente catorce or triente catorce is number 4. You understand? I mean, actually, catorce is number 5. I mean, is it really? I mean, catorce is what? I mean, let's check it. I mean, let's just double check. I mean, what? I mean, catorce. I mean, no. I mean, catorce is 14. I mean, what is number 4? I mean, cuatro. I mean, in that sense, so we are learning, aren't we? I mean, we've made some mistakes, but guess what? We're learning from it. I'm saying, I mean, catorce is number 14, mate. Understand? I mean, how can you have 2014? Understand? I mean, yes, you can. I mean, you can say viente catorce. I mean, guess what? I mean, now we understand 2014. I mean, the year 2014 is viente catorce. Understand? I mean, viente is 20 and catorce is 14. So when I say 2014, I say viente catorce. Understand? Or now you say I say now, for example, that's different, isn't it? So we're learning much broader numbers now. So either way, that we're going to understand no matter what, that, for example, when you say triente uno, I mean, or you can say uno triente, I mean, then you can say dos triente, I mean, you can say, for example, I mean, you can put the uno first, or then, or you can go triente uno. I mean, what do you want to do? I mean, you want to say uno triente or triente uno? I mean, whatever you want to say. I mean, it goes the same way. I mean, saying, or you can say 120. I mean, in English, you can say 120. I mean, 220. I mean, 320. I mean, 420. I mean, 520. I mean, 620. Or you can say 21 and 22 and 23. I mean, you can say 120. I mean, saying, I mean, 220. I mean, 320. I mean, 420. I mean, still counting. I mean, saying, I mean, that's how Germans do it as well. I mean, they go, dank, I mean, uno, I mean, they say Dankeschön in terms of the nice, beautiful way of their language. They say the one first, which is 21. I mean, 21. I mean, they say 1 and then 20. Or you can say 20 and then 1. I mean, you can say 21. I mean, they're saying, I mean, you can count whatever. I mean, now I'm smarter, aren't I? So what I do is I count. So then we go triente uno. I mean, triente dos. I mean, triente tres. I mean, triente cuatro. I mean, triente cinco. I mean, triente seis. I mean, seis is 6. I mean, triente six. Or else, I mean, triente siete. I mean, triente seis. I mean, triente siete. I mean, triente ocho. I mean, triente nueve. I mean, what's 40? I mean, let's go 40. I can count up to 40. I mean, now, 40 is something new for me. I mean, let's have a look. I say 40. I say 40. Well, you can learn this quick. I mean, you guys see how quickly you can learn. I say cuarente is 40. So when you understand how to really pronounce these words together, I mean, then you're understanding that we're going to say viente and triente and cuarente. I mean, what is viente? I mean, viente is 20. And then cuarente is what? I mean, it's 40. I mean, cuarente is 40 and viente is 20. But what is 30? I mean, 30 is triente. So it goes viente and triente and cuarente. Understand? And then what is 50? I mean, let's go check out 50 over here. I mean, 50 is cincuenta. I mean, cincuenta. I say cincuenta because cinco is cincuenta. Understand? I mean, cinco is number 5, isn't it? But here it's a bit different. I mean, here it says I say cincua. I mean, so cincuenta. So cinco is how you say 5 in Spanish. Understand? I mean, cinco, because here is cincuenta or cincuenta. I mean, you can say cincuenta, you can say cincuenta. Understand? I mean, they understand you. I mean, cincuenta and cincuenta, I mean, you can understand it. Understand? So, however you want to pronounce it, I mean, it's different dialects. I mean, cincuenta is one dialect. I mean, cincuenta is another dialect. I mean, whatever you want to do, you can do it. You understand? I mean, we understand you. I mean, if you tell me cincuenta, I mean, if you say cincuenta, I mean, I understand you straight away what you're saying. I mean, if you say cincuenta, I understand straight away what you're saying. I understand you. I do. I say cincuenta. I understand cincuenta. I mean, cincuenta is what? I mean, I understand it's 50. I mean, you understand? So cincuenta. I mean, cincuenta. I understand? So every single day. Alright, now the difference between 50 and 40 is cuarenta and cincuenta. I mean, cincuenta and cuarenta. Understand? So cincuenta is 50 and cuarenta is 40. Understand? So there's the differences over here. And let's have a 6. I mean, let's say 60 over here. And I'll say 60. I say sesenta. I say sesenta is 60. I say CS. Or I say CS is sesenta. I say over here, I say cinco is suenta. I say cinco is suenta. Or you can say also, I mean, what did I just say? I mean, cinco is number 5 is suenta. I say cinco is cincuenta, which is 5 is 50. You understand? I mean, cuarenta is cuatro. I mean, 40 is 4. You understand? And that's how you just label those words together and mix them up together. So sesenta is CS. I mean, 60 is CS. I mean, 60 is 6. Understand? So I just sesenta is CS. I say cincuenta is cinco. I mean, cuarenta is cuatro. Understand? I mean, you guys understand? So then I go 7. I go 70 over here. I go 70. I'm learning quickly, but I understand sesenta. I say over here it's setenta. I mean, there's a big difference. And what's the difference between 70 and 60 over here? I mean, 70 in Spanish is sesenta. I mean, it's really 70 in Spanish is sesenta. Or it's really 70 in Spanish is setenta. I mean, setenta is Spanish for 70. I mean, the difference between 60 and 70 in Spanish is sesenta and setenta. I mean, setenta and I mean, just slight differences over here, but it's a big difference. So, setenta and sesenta. I mean, so you understand? And those are differences. So, sesenta is 60, but setenta is 70. You understand? So, setenta, sesenta. I mean, there's a slight differences. I mean, understand? Sesenta, setenta. I mean, where's the T? I mean, the T over here, and there's 2 T's in the 70 of Spanish, but there's 1 T in the 60 of Spanish. I mean, understand? I mean, there's 2 S's in the 60 of Spanish, but there's 1 S in 70 of the Spanish. Understand? So, in 70 and 60 of Spanish, I mean, one spelled S-E-T, but the other one spelled S-E-S is a slight difference, and that's it. I mean, that's the only slight difference. So, you must understand, then we minus the S from the nice beautiful 60, and then either way we're going to understand that it's just the way it is. I understand, although we never minus words, I mean, we only add words. So what we do is sesenta, setenta. Understand? I mean, those are the correlations, so correlate those words together. So we have the nice beautiful way of saying to count up to from 20 to, let's say, 70 in less than, I mean, let's just do it very quickly. And we're going to go vienta, and then triente. I say viente, and then triente, and then I say curante, and then cincuenta. I say cincuente. I mean, you can say ente, or you can say enta. Understand? So for example, vienta. I'd say trienta. I say, I mean, you can do that. I mean, vienta and trienta and cuarenta and cincuenta and then sesenta and setenta. Understand? So those are different. Or you can understand that what I'm saying over here is you never have to have a at the end. I mean, you can have viente. I mean, you can have viente and then triente and then cuarente. I mean, you can have the e at the end or the a at the end. I mean, what do you want? I mean, vienta or viente. I mean, viente or vienta. I mean, then you can say triente or trienta. I mean, you can do both. I mean, what do you want? I mean, then you can say cuarenta. I say cuarenta or cuarente. Understand? Or you can say, I mean, you can say, for example, cincuenta or cincuente. I mean, sin or cincuente. Or I just want to pronounce this one better. So what I do, I say cincuente. Alright, now cincuente is over here. I say cincuenta. I mean cincuenta or cincuente. Understand? So what do you want? And then you have to go and look at the nice beautiful Google Translator and then go and understand it. And then just go and really repeat the words just like I've done. And then understand to copy me. Understand? And then what you do is you have to do it. So you have to say it. And then what? I mean then you have to speak all day long. Understand? And then what? I mean make sure I understand. And then we're going to learn the difference of what? I mean, we're going to understand sesenta and setenta. Understand? So then we have, for example, sesenta or sesente. Or else we also have setenta or setenta or setente. Understand? So whatever you want. I realize it's more viente. I mean, viente is triente, is cuarente, is cincuente, is sesente, is setente. Understand? Or I can say, for example, also, I can say what? I mean, understand it. Understand, I can move on. Understand? I can just repeat it. I can say, vienta is, trienta is, cuarenta is, cincuenta is, sesenta is, setenta. Understand? So, just a little bit. I mean, just repeat it a bit so you understand every single day we're going to learn AT. I mean, how do I say AT over here? I say 80. I mean, 80 is ochenta. I mean, it's really easy to understand. Ochenta is 80 in 90 because of 80 in English. So ochenta is 80 in English. Alright, now let's have a look over here at the 90. I mean, 90 over here is noventa. I mean, noventa is 90 in Spanish and English. So what are the differences over here between the nice beautiful 80 and 90, which is ochenta and noventa? Understand? I mean, that's difference, or that's the difference. So let's just count up to 100. I mean, we're going to go from 20 to 100 in the tens. So, I mean, we go DF. I mean, I just want to make sure that it's DF. I mean, 10 is DF. I mean, DS. Right? I mean, 10 is DS. Understand? I mean, DS. I mean, DS is 10 in Spanish and English. All right? I mean, DS, and then we have viente, and then we have triente, and then we have cuarente, and then cincuente, and then sesente, and then setente, and then ochente. Alright, now I see ochente, I can say it. I mean, I'm excellent here. And then novente. Understand? So novente is another way to say like novine, which is novine is like the news channel, or novine in terms of information, and novine in terms of, let's say, information products. I mean, so novine and novente. I mean, it's similar, but it's different. I mean, so either way, you must understand that is a kind of smartness you can get with the nice, beautiful way of living. So when I go and repeat it one more time, I just go, diez is number 10 in Spanish. And then I understand either way I can count, for example. You understand? And now I understand that I want to count up to 20 again, and I want to make sure I can count it. Understand? And then either way I can go and check it. So I say uno, and then dos, and then trece, and then dot, or else, I mean, hold on. I mean, it's really uno, and then dos, and then tres, and then cuatro, and then quince, or else now it's cinco, or else now either way I say uno is dos, I say tres, and then I say uno is dos, is tres, is cinco, is seis, is siete, is ocho, is nueve, is diez, is once, is doce, is trece, is catorce, is 14. Alright, now from 14 we go, I mean, what's 15 over here? I understand every single day you must understand that we're going to learn. So 15, I'm trying to remember, is which one? I mean, what is it? I mean, now I have to go and check I mean, in a sense, so that's something that's blocking my view. So I have to go and check what is 15 over here. So 15 is quince. I mean, it's quince. So either way, we count again. I mean, let's go count again, all over again. I mean, all over again we count, and we go uno, and dos, and tres, and cuatro, and cinco, and seis, and siete, and ocho, and nueve, and diez, and once, and doce, and trece is 13, and then catorce is 14, and then quince is 15. Understand? And then we have seis. I mean, it's really what? I mean, from 16 to 17. I mean, we have 16, which is, whereas now over here it's dia. I mean, dia cs. Whereas, I mean, dia cs. I mean, dia cs is 16. Understand? In Spanish. And then we have what? I mean, dia siguiente. I mean, dia siguiente. I mean, dia siguiente is 17. And then dia ocho. I mean, dia ocho is 18. And then dia nueve is 19. So let's go check that again. And let's just go repeat it again. Understand? So we just want to learn over here. I want to make sure that we're going to repeat the nice, beautiful 12 and 13 and all that. So we're going to make sure that no matter what, that we're going to just make sure that we're giving more over here. So diez is 10, and then we have what? I mean, trece is 13. I mean, 14 is catorce. I say 15 is quince. I say 16 is dieciséis. I mean, yep. And also 17 is diecisiete. I mean, 17 is diecisiete. And then 18 is dieciocho. And now dieciocho. I mean, I was saying diocho. Or I was saying dieciocho. Alright, now, either way, you must understand dieciocho is 18 in Spanish. Understand? And dieciocho and dia nueve. I mean, whereas now dia nueve, although it's diecinueve. Understand? I mean, there. Understand? So dieciocho. I mean, diecinueve. Understand? So that's the difference. And now let's count all over again. So we count all over again. I love I. I mean, this is how you spell and learn languages. Understand? So it's going to take you at least 1 hour to learn the numbers of every single language. Understand? So it may take you up to an hour to learn the language. So every single day, you must understand. No matter what, we're going to say uno, and dos, and tres, and cuatro, and cinco, and seis, and siete. Understand? I mean, I'm already up to 7, and then ocho, and nueve, and diez, and then once, and then doce. I mean, it's 12. And doce is 12, and trece, and then catorce, and then quince, and then dia siguiente, and then dia siguiente, or dia siguiente, or I'll say dia siguiente, or dia siguiente. So 16 and 17 is something that I have to go and repeat over here. I say dia siguiente, and I say dieciséis. I say dieciséis is 16, and dia siguiente is 17. And then also dieciocho, and then diecinueve. And so I want to just check anyway, and I want to be making sure that I can spell and pronounce the nice and beautiful way of saying 16 and 17 in Spanish. Whereas now 16 is dieciséis. Understand? So diecinueve, dieciséis, dia siguiente. So there's a nice beautiful C over here in the nice beautiful 16 and 17 and 18 and 19 range of Spanish. So the difference over here is dia siguiente. Dieciocho. I say diecinueve. Understand? And there's also diciente. Diciente. Where's 17 over here? 17. I have 17 over here. I want to say 17 is over here, which is what? I say diecisiete. There's a C. So there's also dia and then a C as well in 16 and 17 and 18 and 19 of Spanish. So what you do is you just repeat those 4 numbers and let's just remember it. Dieciséis. Dieciséis. Dia siguiente. Dia siguiente. Understand? Dia siguiente. And then we have dieciocho. And then we have diecinueve. Understand? So diez. is those 4 categories. So either way, you must understand, that way we're going to learn how to count much better, and then we're going to understand to connect those words together really quickly. So we have uno, and dos, and tres, and cuatro, and cinco. And then we have sies, and then siguiente, and then ocho, and nueve, and diez, and once, and doce, and trece, and catorce, and quince. And then, we have what? We have dia cines, or dia sies, dia sies, dia sies, dia siguiente. And then we have 18 and then 19. So the 16 around here is making me understand much more. So understand that we go one more time and we say uno, and dos, and tres, and cuatro, and quince, and seis, and siguiente. And then we have ocho, and nueve, and diez. And then we have once. We have once. Once. Once is how you spell. We never say once. There's no such thing as once in Spanish. It's once. When I say oh, we'll say on. Se. I was saying once. There's no such thing as one. There's no such thing as one in Spanish. We never say one. We never say one, or else we never say one in Spanish, or else we say once. Understand? Or else we never say once. This is never English. I was English there, but I understand I'm still English. I say once and doce. Understand? Otherwise it's once and doce. One, or else once, doce. Understand? Once and doce. Understand? So realize either way, you be careful with how you talk, but make sure you're talking better. And then we go uno, and dos, and tres, and cuatro. I'll say uno, and dos, and des, and cuatro, and cinco, and seis, and siguiente, and ocho, and nueve, and diez, and once, and doce, and trece, and catorce, and quince. And then dia cs. Dia siguiente. Dia si ocho. Dia si nueve. Dia si nueve. Understand? So either way, when I go fast and proactive over here, I want to make sure either way, I want to spell it in Spanish too. So either way, I'll say over here, uno is, dos is, tres is, cuatro is, cinco is, seis is, siete is, ocho is, nueve is, once is, doce is, trece is, catorce is, quince is, dia sies. I say dia sies is, dia siguiente. I say dia siguiente is, dieciocho. So dieciocho is diecinueve. It's all about your communication. So let's just repeat it again. Understand? So we have uno is, dos is. Repeat after me. Uno is, dos is, tres is, cuatro is, cinco is, seis is, siguiente is, ocho is, nueve is, diez. Diez. Diez is 10 in Spanish. So relax. Every single day you must understand every single day that we're going to go and do better, and we're going to repeat it. And we're going to say diez is Spanish for 10 in English. Understand? So it's never diez in terms of Spanish, or else it's diez in terms of Spanish. So we're learning, and we're going to say uno is, dos is, tres is, cuatro is, cinco is, seis is, siguiente is, ocho is, nueve is, diez is, once is, doce is, trece is, catorce is, quince is, dia sies is, dia siguiente is, dia si8 is, dia si9. Understand? So that is how you count up to 19. And then we have viente. And now viente, and then triente, and then we have cuarenta, and then sin suente. Say sin suente. Understand? I mean sin su ente. I mean cinco. Understand? I mean cinco is 5, and sin su ente is 50. Understand? So we're learning sin su ente. I mean sin su ente, and then we have si and then we have sesente. I mean sesente is 60, and then we have setente is 70, and then we have what around here. I mean the 80 mark is what. I mean now this is something I have to repeat over here. Understand over here the 80 mark is 80 and 90. I mean 80 is 80 and 90 is 90. Whereas now let's repeat the tens in the hundreds. So we have 20 and 30 and 40 and 50 and 60 and 70 and 80 and then 90. Understand? So when I repeat in English, so you understand that you're going to understand this. The 20 is 20 and 30. I mean 20 is 20 and 30, whereas 20 is 20 and 30, whereas 3 enta. I mean 30. I mean 30. I mean just say 30. Whereas either way, I just want to see the pronunciation anyway. I want to say 30 over here. I can say it. Whereas now 20 and then 30 is 30. Whereas 30. I mean 30. Whereas 30. I mean 30. Understand? So realize this. 20 whereas 20 is 20. I mean alavai. I say 20 is 20. I say 30 is 30. I say 40 is 40. I say 50 is 50. I say 60 is 60. I say 70. I say 70 is 70. I say 80 is 80. I say 90 is 90. So we can count up to 90 now. Understand? Because everything else is 91. I mean 92. I mean 93. I mean 94. I mean 95. I mean 96. I mean 90. 100. I mean 98. I mean 99. I mean so we're just learning how to count, but we can count up to 99. And now let's see 100. I mean how do I say 100? I say 100. I say 100 is cientos de. I say cientos is 100. I say cientos is 100. I say unos cientos. I say so de is just another word to just make it up. I understand? I mean just to place another de or just to make it Spanish slang. I understand? I mean cientos la. I mean cientos el. I mean cientos los. I understand? I mean it's the same thing. So what we do is we learn to say 100. I mean 100. To see their spelling over here. I say 100. I say 100. I say 100 is tien. I say tien is 100. I say tien is 100. I say 200. I say 200 is doscientos. So centos is 100, and then doscientos is 200. Whereas I mean, doscientos is 200 in English. I say centos is 100 in English. Understand? I mean, cien is another way to say 100 in English. So, alright, now, cien, and then what do we have over here? I say 300. I say 300. I mean, it's different spelling. I say trescientos. I say cien, and then we have doscientos, and then trescientos, and then what? I mean, trescientos is 300 in English. I say doscientos is 200 in English. I say y doscientos. Whereas now the e we're going to get there. We're going to get to the e in terms of the letters. And now we have to learn this, or else we're going to go 4. I mean 4 is las cuatro. I understand that. I say las cuatro is 4 as well in Spanish and English. I say 400. I say 400. I say 400. I say 400. I say 400 is 400. I mean, in a sense, so we have 200 and 300 and 400. In a sense, so 400 is 400 in English. I mean, 500 in English. I mean, how do we say 500? I mean, 400 is Spanish for 400 in English. So 500 is 500. I say 500 is 500 in Spanish and English. I say 600. I say it's all together, so let's have a look. I say cientos. I say cientos. I say cientos. I mean, cies is 6. So we have centos is 100, but then we have cies. So we say cies is 6 and centos is 100. So we have cientos. Understand? And I say cientos is 600. I say cientos is 600 in English. I say 7. I say 700. And just make sure you write it down. And we're learning quick. I say sete. I say sete. Whereas now sete is 7. Understand? In Spanish. So we have sete cientos. I mean, sete cientos is 700 in English. Whereas now 8. Over here I say 800. And you can count up to 1,000 in less than an hour, guys. Understand? So every single day you can understand in every language you can count up to 1,000 in every single language possible out there. As long as you're just doing it on video like this. I mean, ocho centos. I mean, ocho centos is, I mean, ocho is 8 in Spanish. So ocho centos is 800 in Spanish and English. Whereas now 9, I say 100 centos. I mean, 100 centos. I say nueve. I say 9 centos. I say 9 centos. I say it's really 9 centos. I mean, let's have a look. I say 900. I say 900. And try to pronounce the word before you even see it. I say 9 centos. I say 9 centos because 9 is 9. I'm saying, but in the 90 spectrum is 90. I'm saying, I mean, 90 is 90, but they're saying 9 goes with centos. I'm saying, but if you say 9 centos, I mean, you can say 9 centos. I mean, 9. I mean, 9. I mean, 9 is 9, so you can say 9. I mean, you can say, I mean, you can put that translation in. They want to place 9 centos. I'm saying because 90 is 90 in Spanish, but then 9 is 9 in Spanish. So if you say 9 centos, is 900 in Spanish, but then they say 9 centos. Understand? But you can say it both ways. You can say whatever you want. I say 9 centos is 900 in Spanish. I mean, 9 centos is 900 in Spanish and English. So let's focus on understanding on the differences here in the actual words over here. So 200 and 200 is 200. I see now, I can just add up these words. I say 200 and 300. And say over here 400 and 500. I say 500. Whereas now, if you understand either way, if you do that, you're still learning. But make sure you understand to pronounce it all better. So what we need to do is just keep going. Whereas now 200 and 300 and 400 and 500 and 600, and also we have 700. I say 700 and 800 and 900. Understand? So those are the different razlike, or in terms of the different differences of life. So razlika is a difference in Serbian. Alright, now cien. I mean, cien is 100 in Spanish. I mean, cien, understand, is 100. So what we do is, if we say, if we say une cientos, I mean, we could say une cientos is 100 as well in Spanish. So either way, une cientos, I say, is 100 in Spanish. And then we have cien is 100 in Spanish, but then we have 200 is 200 in Spanish and English. And une cientos is 100 in English. And then we have 300 is 300 in English. And then we have 400 is 400 in English. And then we have also quinicentos, I say quinicentos, because quince is quinientos. I mean, quince is quinientos. So when you see quatre, I mean, you have to relate the words together, but or else we're going to say quinientos is 500 in English, and then we're going to say seiscientos is 600 in English, and then we have setecientos is 700 in English, and then we have ochocientos is 800 in English, and then we have novecientos is 900 in English. So novecientos and ochocientos, and try to count backwards sometimes. I mean, seiscientos, I mean, setecientos. So we're learning over here. So setecientos and seiscientos, and then quinicientos. I say quinicientos. So make the cientos come out from the words. I mean, quinicientos. I mean, ochocientos. I mean, novecientos. So then we have setecientos and seiscientos. I mean, make sure that the sie comes out. And then either way, we're going to understand cuatrocientos and trescientos and I mean, you understand doscientos. I mean, descientos, I mean, doscientos. So there is no correct way. I mean, just make sure you understand that we're learning. Or else now, unecientos. I mean, understand? And now we're going to count, and we're going to say unecientos and doscientos and trescientos and cuatrocientos, and I mean, you can say cuatrocientos. I mean cuatrocientos. I mean, in a sense, so no matter what, that it's more how you want to pronounce it. But over here, they say cuatrocientos. I say cuatrocientos. I say seiscientos. I say quinientos. Or else quinientos. I mean, you can say quinientos. I mean, you can say quincecientos. I mean, you can say quincecientos. I mean, they're adding words together over here. So ochocientos. I mean, understand? I mean, setecientos. I mean, setecientos, but the number 7 is setientecientos. I mean, you can say sentientecientos. I mean, how much is sentiente? I say cientos. I mean, cientos. I mean, that's 7. I mean, you can say uno, dos, tres, and you can name those numbers in uno cientos. I mean, dos cientos. I mean, you can say, I mean, dos is number 2, so dos cientos. And then tres is number 3, which is tres cientos. And then cuatro cientos. And then you have quince cientos, which is 500. And then cientos. I mean, cientos. And then you have ocho cientos. And then you have nueve cientos. Understand? I mean, 900. I mean, 900. Understand? So cf is hundreds. Understand? So what you're really saying over here is, if you just name hundreds, if you understand that what's important here is naming the hundreds over here. So if you say uno cf, uno cf, cf is one. Cf is hundreds. Just say hundreds, and that's how you say cf in Spanish. So uno cf is 100. I say uno, I realize dos cf. Dos cf is 200 in Spanish. And then you say tres cf is 300 in Spanish. And then you say cuatro cf is 400 in Spanish. And then you say quince cf is 500 in Spanish. And then you have also what? Then you have to name the nice beautiful 600, which is cf is 600 in Spanish. And then we have also ciente cf, because cf is hundreds, but ciente cf is 700. Ciente is 7, but cf is 100. Cf is just 100. Just hundreds is cf in Spanish. So ciente is 7 and cf is hundreds. So ciente cf is 700. Understand? And then we go ocho cf, which is 800. And then we have nueve, sieve, is 900. Understand? So you can go that way, or you can go the other way, where they're connecting the words together, and they say 200. I say 100. I say 100 or 100. I mean, which one do you want to use? I mean, you can use whatever. I mean, you can go 100 or you can go 100. I mean, then you can go and say 200 or you can say 200. I mean, what do you want? I mean, it's the same thing. Or you can say also 300 or you can say 300. I mean, you can say that, or you can say, for example, 400 or you can say 400. I say 400. Understand? Say 400. I mean, you can say 400. I mean, you can say that too. Understand? So, you can say quattri as number 4, or you can say quattro. I mean, whatever you want to use. I mean, what do you want to use? I mean, you can use whatever. So 400, and then, I mean, there's no mistakes around here. I mean, guess what? I mean, make as many mistakes, but learn from it. I mean, then you say 500, or you can say 500, because that's how you say. I mean, 500, and then that way you say it, which is 15 cien. I mean, 15 cien or 20. I mean, quincy. I mean, quincy. I mean, quince. I mean, quince. I mean, you can say quincy as well. I mean, if you want to say quincy, you can. I say, for example, I'll show you something. I mean, you can say uni. You can say this. I mean, you can say tra. I mean, you can say tra. I mean, you can say quatre. You can say quatri. And you can also say, or you can say quince, or you can say quincy, and you can say quinso. I mean, it's all different ways to say 5 in Spanish. I mean, in a sense, so then you can say quince, ciev, or you can say quin is centos. And then you can say, and then you can say, for example, let's say, you can understand that, for example, with 600, when you say cs, ciev, or you can say cs citro. I mean, cs citro is another way to say 600. I mean, you can say cs ciev is a way to say 600 in Spanish. And then we can say cs citro, or we can say siete, I mean, siente, 7. I mean, siente is 7, or we can say siente ciev, or sete cientos. Understand? I mean, sete cientos, or you can say siete, siente ciev. Siete ciev is 700 in Spanish. But then we can say sete cietro is 700 as well in Spanish, or as in Spanish. So I understand Spanish and Spanish is similar, isn't it? So we also say ocho cientos. Or you can say that, or you can say ocho ciev. I mean, it's the same thing, and it's also 800. I mean, in a sense, so then we can go and say nueve ciev, which is 900 in Spanish. Or we can say, they go nove. I mean, nove cientos. I mean, why nove? Because novente is 90. I mean, nove. But it can be nova as well. I mean, nova means, in Serbian, means something new. Understand? So, novante, I say nova ante, I mean, nova, I mean, novante. I mean, novante or novente, I mean, understand? I mean, nove, but then you can say novante. And you can say novante as well as the 90 in Spanish. So these are all the different ways. But then, for example, with uno, you can say uni. I mean, you can say uni is number 1 in Spanish. I mean, you can say it. Because why? I mean, you're just changing up the vowel. I mean, uno and uni and une. I mean, una. I mean, una. I mean, you have una and uno and uni and une. Or une. I mean, you're saying, you have 4 vowels there. Understand? Or you can change it up as much as, you can say unu. I mean, you can say uno. I mean, 5 vowels are everywhere in life. I'm saying, you can say unu. You can say uni. Or else you can say unu and you can say uni. Or you can say une. Or you can say uni. Or you can say una. You can say or else you can say una and uni and une and uno and el. Or else and une. Understand? So, a. You have a and i and o and u and e. I mean, you can add those letters to the end of the vowel. Understand? So you have una, you have uno, you have une, you have uni, you have un. I mean, in a sense, so una and uno and uni and une and un o. I mean, uno. I mean, so they say uno. I mean, it's all different. I mean, but then you can say this and dos and tres. I mean, you say this and dos and I mean this. So dis and then dos and then das. I mean das or dos or this. And then you can say, for example, another word you can say what? I mean des. You can say des as well if you want to say number 2 in Spanish. Or I mean you can add the nice beautiful different letters, or you can say dus, which is dus, as your number 2 in Spanish. In a sense, so dus or dos or dis or des or das. I mean, it's all the number 2 in Spanish. Understand? So change up the vowels if you want to pronounce your dialect differently. So there are 5 dialects in life, and 5 different ways to speak different words. Understand? But there's many dialects that you can make from other words. Understand? But it's always 5 vowels. Understand? So novente goes in novientos. Novientos. I mean noventos. I mean noventi. I see noventos is 90. I see noventos, for example, is 90. So you can say, for example, 70 is cientos. I mean cientos is 70. I mean, or cientos is 70. I mean, in a sense, so siestos is 60. I mean, you can say that. I mean, you can add the tos at the end, and you can also go quintos is 50. I mean, you can say cuatros is 40. I mean, you can say trestos is 30. I mean, you can say vientos. I mean, you can say 40. I mean, you can say vientos is 20. I mean, so trientos. I mean, you can say cientos. I mean, you can say tros at the end of the words as well, because it's a different dialect. In a sense, so when you have cios, I mean, or when you have diez, you can say diez dos. I mean, although just say diez. I mean, it's much better. In a sense, so for example, with with the hundreds, ciev. I mean, with the ciev, you can say ciev tos. And you can say ciev tos. In a sense, so it's just something that you can say ciev de. I mean, ciev la. I mean, ciev lo. I mean, ciev los. I mean, that's what I mean, loss. I mean, in a sense, so you can add loss to the end of the words, and you can understand noventos. Understand is loss. In a sense, so you can add those kind of words together in Spanish. And now we're learning Spanish quicker, but let's say 1,000, or let's say 1,000. I mean, how do we say 1,000? Because we want to level up from ciev to what? I say mil. I say mil is how you say 1,000 in Spanish. So if we say 2,000, I say 2,000, for example. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. I say dos mil. So anything that's mil is 1,000 in actual Spanish. So if we say 5,000, I mean, just say 5,000. I mean, it's all mil. I mean, mil in terms of MIL is, I mean, MIL is 1,000, which is mil. So uno mil is 1,000. I mean, dos mil is 2,000. I mean, tres mil is 3,000. I mean, cuatro mil is 4,000 in Spanish. I mean, if you understand that approach, it's pretty straightforward. Then you understand cinco mil is 5,000. I mean, mil is like a little mil in terms of 100 mils. You understand? When they say mil, I understand, so million, I understand, so it's that kind of thing. But mil, in terms of mils, in terms of million, is also mil in Spanish, where you're understanding that it's 1,000 in Spanish. So let's say 1,000, I mean, let's say 100,000. I say 100. I say 100,000. See, 100,000 is 100 mil. I say 100 mil is 100,000. I understand? So I see 100 is 100. I understand? I mean, that's how simple it is. I mean, 100 is uno. I understand? So That's how you understand that no matter what, that we're connecting these words together. But then we're going to understand that that is 100 mil. So if we say 200,000, 200,000, I said 200 mil. Isn't that simple? So we just add the mil for every thousand. So for example, I say 100 mil. I say 200 mil. I say 200 mil is 200,000. Understand? 300 mil is 300,000. 400 mil is 400,000. 800 mil, 800,000. Understand? So we're just adding the mil, but then let's say 1 million. Understand? Let's have a look. I say million, or how do I say million? I say millones. Uno millones. Dos millones. 3 millones. 3 millones is 3 million. Dos millones, or 2 millones is 2 million in Spanish. So 3 millones is 3 million in Spanish. So 1 millones is 1 million in Spanish. Over here it says millones de. You can say millones los. Millones los. So for example, I say uno millionenos, or say uno millionen, or say uno millionen, or say uno millionenos. Understand? I say millionenos, or say millioneos. Say, or realize it's really, say millioneos. I realize what's that? Or as I know my I only. Or realize it's really millionos. I say millionos. I say 2 millones. I say 3 millones. Understand? Millionos is another way to say million, or millones. Millones is millionos. Understand? So million de is millionos. Million de is millones. Understand? It's like meze, for example. Millones, such as meze. It's difference. There's a big difference. But making sure every single day that we learn how to say, let's say 5 million. 5 million, let's have a look. I say 5 millones is 5 million. So 5 millones, so then we just go and pronounce it. So 1 millones, and 2 millones, and 3 millones, and 4 millones, and also, what else do you want? 5 millones, and 6 millones, and 7 millones. And then we have what? 7 millones, and then we have 8 millones, and 9 millones. And now, how do I say 1 billion? Billionaires, or billionaires? I say billion. I say billion. I say billion is milliones. I say billion. I say still million. I say million. I say no. Or that's how you say it. So either way, we can count numbers. Within 1 hour and 30 minutes, guys, you can count all the numbers of every language. It's very simple. If you understand how I've done it in this video, and now you can go and count yourself every single day. You can say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 9, and 10, and 11, and 12. I say 11 and 12, and then we have 13, and then we have what? Then we have 14, and 15, and now we have the die. For example, we have die, C, S. Die, C, S is 16, and then or else we have the dia, si, tentos. So dia si tentos is a way to say 17 in Spanish, and then 800 and 900. 900. You can say 900. You can say over here that it's much more that we go and really look at the word over here, but it's really what? 900. 900 is 19. 900. You can say 19 as that one. I say 900, and also as the 17 is cientos, is 17. I mean, you understand? I mean, cientos. I mean, cientos can be 7 as well. I mean, so it can be. Whereas now, if you pronounce it better, I mean, every single time, or as we're always going to, I mean, every single time we're always going to, or as we're always going to understand much better all the time. Well, the nice, beautiful way of saying 17 over here is, let's have a look. I just make sure to always double check. I mean, you have to, yeah, I mean, you guys have to understand that 17 over here is what? I mean, dia siete. I mean, dia siete. I mean, dia siete. I mean, dia siete. I say dia siete. Understand? Russian dia siete. So, I say dia sietos. I mean, dia sietos is 17. I mean, you can pronounce it in a way that you remember. Understand? So, I mean, with words over here, I say una dos. I mean, una dos is something I remember. I mean, une is 1. I mean, una dos. I mean, una de. I mean, una de. I can remember like that. Or I can go uno, dos. I mean, uno and dos and tres and cuatro and quince and seis and siete and ocho and nueve and diez. I see once and doce and trece. I see quinso. I say quinso de. I mean, the same thing, which is 15. I say quinso de. I can say cs. I say dia cs de is 17. I mean, dia cs de. I say dia cs de is 16 in English, in Spanish. I mean, in English and Spanish. So, I mean, dia siete de is also 17 in Spanish. And then we go ochocientos de is 18 in Spanish. And then we go nov, or else we go over here with 19 is dia. I mean, dia noviente. Understand? Is what? I say dia noviente is just 19 in Spanish. I mean, dia novecientos is 19 in Spanish. So if you go 19 over here, I see noventos is 90 in Spanish. But if you say dia, then we understand you're speaking 19. Understand? I mean, dia. I mean, start with dia and then say dia novecientos. Understand? So you can say that is 19 in Spanish. And then we're teaching, guys. I mean, you have to understand that 19 over here is dia su, or else dia sin nueve. I mean, dia sin nueve is also another way to say Spanish 19 in terms of Spanish in 19. So dia sin nueve dos. I mean, you can say dia su, or else you can say that. You can say dia sin nueve. And you can say, I mean, what's 9? I mean, nueve, and then dia sin nueve. Understand? Now, if you understand that, it's simple, isn't it? Now, and then we have the nice, beautiful what? I mean, ocho, and then dieciocho. And dieciocho with ocho. And then we have also 16, which is CS, and then we have diecios. Understand? And then we're just relaying the words together here. And then 17, for example, or as siente, and we have dia siente. I mean, dia siente. I mean, isn't that simple? I mean, over here, I mean, dia siente. I say dia siente. I say dia siete. I say or as disiete, or as disiete. So, for example, number 7 over here is what? I said diete. I mean, diete means like a diet. I mean, so, I mean, that's the way it is. But number 7 over here. I mean, where is number 7? I just say 7 over here. I say 7 is siete. So siete is 7. So what you do is dia siete. I mean, dia siete. I mean, just add dia. I mean, so if you want to add 14, I mean, if you want to add 16 and 17 and 18 and 19, you say dia. So number 6 is CS, and then dia CS is 16 in Spanish. Understand? So you have to add the dia. So 6 is English in terms of 6 is Spanish. In terms of 6 is English. So what we're doing is understanding that no matter what, everything is everything. But we're understanding that CS in Spanish is 6. So we just say dia as 14. I mean, Dia is the teens of the teenager of life. So we're understanding that 14 is cuatro in terms of what? 14 is 14. But we're understanding that when we speak 16 and 17 and 18 and 19, what we're going to do is we're going to understand that it relates to dia. And then, what's 6? What is 6? What is 6? 6 is CS. And then we say dia CS. And then, what is 7? Siente. I say siete. I say siente. Dia siente. Understand? Siete. Siete. I realize siete is 7 in Spanish. So siete. Siete is 7 in Spanish. So we have dia siete. Dia siete is 17 in Spanish. And then we go, what is 8? Ocho. We have dia ocho. Dia ocho, or we can say dia si ocho. You can say dia si ocho, or you can say dia ocho as well. You can say dia ocho. You can still say dia ocho because it makes sense. But then understand that is the way it is. You understand, although that with 9 in terms of 19, nueve, and then you can say what? You can say dia nueve is 19, or you can say dia nueve dos is 19, or you can say, for example, with oche, you can say dia oche dos is 18, or you can say also, let's say with 17, you can say dia siete dos is 17, and then you can say with 16, you can say dia, I say dia, you can say dia as well. You can say dia, you can pronounce it in different dialects. So dia, dia CS dos is 16, for example. There's all different ways to say it. So they'll give you one translation in Google, understand? In terms of translation, but then you understand either way, that is how you actually do it live. So let's just say 16 is dias, or now let's just add the C, for example. We can add the C, for example. So dia siete, dia sieso, dia sies. So dia sies. So I understand every single day I want to just watch this one over here, because I understand that what's important is just make sure you're understanding how to do your life over here. So 16 is dia CS, dia CS, and then dia C8. Instead of D8, you can say DC. You can say instead of D8, you can say dia C8. Understand? Or you can say instead of dia nueve, you can say dia C9. Understand? You can add the C there. Or you can add, instead of dia nueve, you can say dia C9. Or you can say instead of 17, where you can go, let's say, and say siente, in terms of siete, you can say dia siente, or you can say dia siete, or you can say dia si uente. Dia si uente. You can say dia si uente. Dia siente, dia siete, or dia si uente. Dia si uente. The same thing for 17 in Spanish. So either way, guys, I understand that you guys are learning over here. So I'll see you guys in the next video. So I'm hopefully understanding that no matter what, I can count numbers in the Nice Beautiful Spanish, because I've learned in this video on how to do so.